Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. And good morning on this 02.03.2023. Current time is 05:25 a.m. Eastern Time here in Upstate New York, the southern tier of Upstate New York, where I live and reside. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter. I do have the morning coffee, and it's tasting mighty fine. Good morning, Tony D. Salute to you. Hashtag PSTTD. That is a hashtag positive start to the day. And good morning, Tim Fan 43, coming in from Michigan. Tony coming in from Warner Robins, Georgia, down south there. We're getting our day started. Got just a tad early start, which is good. And we're off and running here on this Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Quick week, in a manner of speaking. A cold week. Very cold week as far as that goes. We've had the winter cold coming down from the north and the warm air coming up from the Gulf. They've been battling. We've been having cold, dry air this week. Currently, though, it is 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Still cold. It's going to be cold on the weekend. The missus already said, we ain't going anywhere this weekend. We're staying right here in the house where it's warm. So, you know what that means. That means I'll be doing something here this weekend on at the computer desk, as far as that goes. But yeah, currently 18 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 18 degrees Fahrenheit, but negative 7.7 degrees Celsius currently right now. Cloudy with snow showers mainly during the morning. I don't think we're going to see them. Maybe we will. High is 16 degrees Fahrenheit, so we're going to actually drop down. We're actually at a high. High is 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh my God. Winds out of north by northwest. This ain't good. This is why it's going to get cold. It's 15 to 25 miles per hour. When it gets up above 10, 15 miles, it has an effect on the wind chill. So chance of snow, 50%. I think we've got some snow. I can't really see, but I saw on the Doppler there that we have possible snow showers. I might have to get something up here, sort of like a radar or something like that. I have to work on that. Maybe I can look at that this weekend. High winds gusts possible as far as that goes. Sun will be rising this morning at 07:17. It's getting a little earlier here, 7:17 a.m., which is another hour and 48 minutes, 47 minutes. An hour and 48 minutes. Sun will be rising at 7:17 a.m. and setting at 5:23 p.m. We've been having some real nice. It's been nice and clear during the day, but once nighttime we get that overcast, I think I'm going to be missing that green meteorite that's passing by here. The last time it passed by was 50,000 years ago. We're in the Stone Age back then. Yesterday I forgot to say the thought for the day for on the Anchor Morning Audio. I think it was all over. I had fun doing the audio yesterday. We're talking about the resurgence of the one-horned rhinoceros over there in India. It's a good article. Talked about this past Tuesday about the eagles, where after I got done with this, and a couple hours later, I'm getting out of my car at the day job, and I'm looking out, and there's two eagles flying above me as far as that goes. So we have a resurgence of endangered species. Let's see. Our thought for the day. Let's see. Do I want to do yesterday's? No, let's just stick with this. Let's just stick with the script, Rich. Stick with the script. Our thought for the day comes from a gentleman called Og Mandino. Og Mandino, and I'm thinking, who the hell is Og Mandino? Do you know who that is? Augustin Og, O-G, Mandino The second was an American author. He wrote the bestseller book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. His books have sold over 50 million copies and have been translated in 25 languages. So he is what is that? He is an American author, and we have his quote for our thought for the today. Thought for today, and it goes as follows. Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. If you're strong enough to succeed, you're going to overcome failure. That's the takeaway right there. You got to be strong to succeed, and then you won't fail. But you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared to fail, in some cases, to be able to succeed. Okay? To succeed doesn't, you don't succeed every single time. You don't. But failure will never overtake me. You will have some failures in your life, which I have, to be honest with you. But I think overall, I've had a very successful life. I think as far as that goes. So a very good thought. They're all good, as I like to always say, and gives you something to think about. Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. So the thought for the day. Let's see, our national. I think Tony D is first one into the chat there because I think he knows what I'm going to probably end up saying. I'm going to make comment about something, and you know what I mean. Wink, wink, wink. I'm not going to go off. Don't worry. It's all going to be in good fun because I like it when it's like that. Today is Friday. This is the third day of February 2023. It is the 34th day of the year, and we're in the fifth week. Let's see. The day the music died. Oh, this is when Buddy Holly died then. Who died? Oh, Buddy Holly's just one of them. We got Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and someone else. So it's just, I don't want to say, it's good to remember them. Buddy Holly passed away before I was born, but I do like his music. National Women's Physicians Day. Yeah, they work hard. Ford Chaplains Day. Oh, that's the one where the brothers passed away, I guess. Let's see, what else we got? National Wear Red Day. Yeah, okay. Bubblegum Day. That's a good one. National Missing Persons Day. That's something we need to remember and always be in the forefront as far as missing persons. I like this one, and again, it's a foodie. We like the foodies. It's National Carrot Cake Day. National Carrot Cake. So get a slice of carrot cake and enjoy, okay? That's the one we're going to go with. Let's see. National Carrot Cake Day on February 3rd celebrates one of Americans' favorite flavors of cake. In the carrot cake, we get to eat our cake and veggies too. Lots of laugh. Tim says, have to take glasses off to. Oh yeah, sometimes I do. You notice that, right? It just my bifocals. Yeah, I got the bifocals in the glasses and stuff, and sometimes I don't. It's better if I just take my glasses off and go for it. That's like that. Huh? You don't see that too often, but yeah, we get to eat our veggies too. Carrot cake closely resembles a quick bread from its preparation to its final consistency. Quick breads mix with wet and dry ingredients separately before combining, and the final product is then a traditional cake. Creamy frosties, and I love that the white icing that's on a carrot cake. Creamy frosting separates the layers and often complements the spice of the cake. Yeah, the spice. Cinnamon and nutmeg go well. The natural sweetness. Many bakers add nut. I love nuts. I'm not too hip on the raisins, though. Raisins in a muffin is good, but I like the nuts as far as that goes in the recipe. So it's National Carrot Cake Day as far as that goes. Oh, let's see. World, yeah, I gave you the temperatures. I didn't give you the world temperatures. Let's go into world times and temperatures. Currently in Honolulu, Hawaii, it is 12:35 a.m. 72 degrees Fahrenheit, clear skies. In Phoenix, Arizona, clear skies also at 3:35 a.m. 46 degrees. No, make that 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Albuquerque, New Mexico, same time, 3:35 a.m. Clear skies, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago, Illinois, 4:35 a.m. Clear skies, 3 degrees Fahrenheit. 3 degrees. What's 3 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? 3 degrees is minus 16. Minus 16 degrees Celsius in Chicago. New York City at 5:36 a.m. Cloudy skies, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Good morning, Tina. Across the pond, Cork, Ireland, cloudy skies at 10:36 a.m. 48 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italy, 11:36 a.m. Sunny skies, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. In Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, at 1:36 p.m. Sunny skies, 64 degrees Fahrenheit, and our good friend Randy W. Horton, I caught a little clip of him just before coming on the Twitch. Is he broadcasting? I think he's still broadcasting. Yeah, he is broadcasting still. He made it back to Riyadh. I guess he was in this big waiting for his food, a chicken sandwich, huge chicken sandwich. Tony, you got to watch the replay. The chicken sandwich, that looked a monstrous chicken sandwich. And a fish sandwich and stuff like that for his lunch. I guess it's lunchtime over there for him. But he made it back to Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, safely, where he's got some cool skies right now. So let's see, in New Delhi, India. Oh, let me back up. Down in Tony's neck of the woods there, Robin, Georgia, Warner Robins, it's 46 degrees Fahrenheit, high of 55, low of 36, and it's raining down there. Okay, got some rain going on. In New Delhi, India, 4:07 p.m., partly cloudy skies, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. In Mumbai, India, 84 degrees, same time, cloudy skies. Kuala Lumpur at 6:37 p.m., 81 degrees Fahrenheit. In Manila, Philippines, clear skies at 6:38 p.m., 82 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan at 7:38 p.m., cloudy skies, 43 degrees Fahrenheit. In Melbourne, Australia at 9:38 p.m. in the evening, partly cloudy skies, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And 9:38 p.m. also in Sydney, partly cloudy evening skies at 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And those are our world times and temperatures. I got a little mixed up there between. I want to make sure I get everything in here on this Friday. Let's see. We got the National Day. We got the weather. So the item I'd like to talk about yesterday, Tony D posted up on his Twitter page, who is the world's best wrestler? And I looked at the list, and Tony D is over on. He graces his presence over there on the Nonsensical Nonsense podcast. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm going for it, Tony. Because I was surprised. I was really surprised that the person I consider the world's greatest didn't even make any of the three people's. It was Glick, there was Tony D's, and who was the other guy? I can't think of the other guy. But they're a really good. They put on a really good broadcast. As far as they're funnier than shit sometimes. Sometimes I think they're really going after each other's throats and stuff like that. But they are very knowledgeable in what they talk about. I do say that. But in this case, I guess it's a matter of opinion who is the greatest and stuff like that. Because let's see, where's Tony D's page here? Do I got him up here? I'm trying to bring up your Twitter page there, Tony. Oh, last night Ted Hicks did, and Tony was on that broadcast. He's also on another. He broadcasts himself, but Tony D is was over on Ted Hicks's late night parenting. I got to listen to that today. So I've got some podcasts lined up. Where the hell are you? Oh, there you are. No, that's real Ted Hicks late night. I thought I had you up on this listing here. Oh, let's just bring up another page. Open link to a new tab. So, some of those I can agree. Some of them, I just got a cup of coffee. Okay, yeah, I got my cup of coffee here too, Tina. Thank you. Tina coming in from Georgia. And, Jeff. Okay, Jeff was the third person's name. Yeah. I think the only time I see Jeff is on that broadcast with you and Glick. And so let me see if I can get to the choices here. Okay, there's Tony. Okay, he put yesterday morning, cast your votes for the best wrestler of all time. And Jeff had Undertaker. Undertaker's a good choice, but my choice beat him when he first came on, okay? Andre the Giant, he was huge. Was he one of the greatest? I think he was great, but I don't think he's cast your vote for the best wrestler of all time. Okay, best wrestler. Okay, that goes. Let's see, what else? The Rock. Yeah, but the Hulk Hogan. I think. Well, that I just said it. Hulk Hogan is my choice. Okay, so I'm just going to throw it out there. I grew up with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was freaking huge, with a capital plus H. He beat The Undertaker, I remember. I think he beat Andre the Giant, too. I think he beat The Rock. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, I'm not sure who that is. And then, that was Jeff's picks. Tony D's picks was, and I'm surprised you didn't pick The Rock. If one was picked, you couldn't pick another one. Let's see, Tony. The kicker is the best wrestler, not most famous. Oh, come on. The best wrestler. What about the current champion? He's got to be the best wrestler. What's his name? Is he on this list? The current guy? I don't think I think one of my coworkers was mentioning it. See, I don't follow this as much as I did when I was younger. The most famous, biggest name and former champion. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was a wrestler. He was a good wrestler. He was famous. He was just as famous as anybody on these lists. Tony D picked Victoria. M. Anderson, I don't know who that is. Christy Kayon, don't know who that. Billy Kidman, I think I've heard of. Guerrero, I think I've heard of him. Not on mine, lots of lists. Yeah, okay. And then Glick picked Stone Cold. Dusty Rhodes, yeah, I like Dusty Rhodes. Edge, Red Flair, and Chris Jericho. But mine was the Hulk Hogan. He beats them all. Read it again, though. Oh, yours? Tony D, Victoria, M. Anderson, Chris Kayon, and Billy Kidman. I don't know who. I think, and I can't pronounce his first name, but Guerrero. Cast your vote for the best wrestlers of all time. Okay, so you can pick 5. I just pick Hulk Hogan. Okay, I grew up 60s, 70s, and 80s, and Hulk Hogan came on. Now, the one guy that's not on there when I first started watching wrestling, and they all had an act. No, my comment, lots of laugh. Oh, your comment. Let me get to your comment here. Stand by. Let's see what we got. I got to go to the Twitter comments. Okay, I put down Hulk Hogan, and then I responded with the what? Lots of laugh. Hulk Hogan is the greatest. This is me now. Greatest American professional wrestler. My pick by far. He is widely regarded as the most recognized and wrestling star worldwide and most popular wrestler in the 1980s, as well as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all times. Okay. And then Tony goes in. This is going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be fun. And then who's this? London Howard. I can't cast my vote. You don't have Hulk Hogan. We gotta pick from that list. Well, I'm not going to pick any of them then. None of them are. The guy I think is not on that list. No, my comment on here as to why I chose who I picked. Yeah, I thought I said that, Tony. Let's see. Let me back up. Oh, I can't wait. The kicker is the best wrestler, not most. Yeah, the best wrestler. Hulk Hogan was one of the best wrestlers. I think he's in there. Like I said, you go and they say the greatest Hulk Hogan, and this is on the web. He is known as one of the greatest professional. If you're one of the greatest, you're one of the best wrestlers. It's just like Tom Brady. He's one of the greatest. He is the greatest. You got other footballers. So, best wrestler. Tom Brady's the best football player. Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan's not on that list, so I guess I can't pick him, but I'm not going to pick any of them. I know where you're coming from, Tony. I just don't agree with you guys. Okay? That's the bottom line. Let's see. No, my comments. Okay, that. Thanks. Tina says The Rock. And I got you. Yeah. They're good wrestlers. It's all good fun. I didn't see Hulk Hogan. No, Hulk Hogan isn't there. They forgot about him. Of course, they didn't grow up. Well, Tony grew up in the '80s. He knows who Hulk Hogan is. I'm sure Glick is, and Jeff. They're very astute. I mean, there's wrestlers on there I don't even know. But do you guys remember? And I don't even think this guy was Indian. Chief Strongbow. I used to love it. I used to watch wrestling Friday nights, and they used to be on Saturday afternoons and stuff like that. This was back. Here's where I'm age dating with wrestling, Tony. Okay, and this is probably precedes you. Maybe you may. I used to watch wrestling black and white. Okay, back in the real day when it's not as polished as it is today. Okay, today is like they're athletes. Back then they were just a bunch of boneheads. So, Tom Brady has the most champions, but he's not the best player. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, he is the greatest as far as you look at his stats, but is he the best? Well, then again, look at the stats. He is the greatest. His most champions, but he's not the best player. I don't know. That's a little. I don't know. Black and white. If you have the best quarterback and stuff like that, I guess you need the rest of the team too. So he was playing on the, with all those championships. That's a signature. If you have more Super Bowls than anybody else, I'd say you were a pretty damn good quarterback than the other quarterbacks. I think that's a measuring stick. You can't say, was he better than Joe Montana? Maybe not. Was he as great as Bart Starr? Well, that was a different time. That's to say, who's the greatest basketball player? My opinion, it's Michael Jordan. But I think nowadays a lot of people would say LeBron James. But Michael Jordan, he has a number of rings where LeBron doesn't. He stayed on one team where I think LeBron could have been one of the greatest if he stayed with Cleveland. I didn't like it when he left Cleveland. Let's see, Tina, me and my dad, SD to Addis to Rich. I start watching wrestling in '83. Magnum TA was NWA champion. Oh, so I'm like I said, Tony, I can remember as a kid watching black and white. As far as that goes. Or black and white TV. And it was fun. Just like before we got a color TV set. Me and my dad. I'm trying to understand your comment, Tina. Me and my dad. SD to Right, lots of laughs. Okay, so I just want to make commentary. I'm just adding to the fun and stuff like that. They're all good. Undertaker, he was huge. He was scary when he came up. His entrance was freaking scary. Um, and I think Hulk Hogan lost to him also a couple times. I think the Rock. Who's the other one? It just the wrestling today. Um, they got different leagues now and stuff. But you look at the athleticism that these guys do and gals, because they do the gals too, in the ring, and it's monstrous as far as that goes. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Yeah, I'm going to be. We're going to be here at the household, so for this weekend, and so the cold weather. It's been cold, but the wind has not really been a factor this week, and we are in so stay warm. Tim, you're out there in Michigan, so you're getting it worse than I am as far as the cold. Tina, where you're at, where it's cold here, Tina's been getting the snow and rain along the coast there with the warm air and cold air and stuff like that. So, but that I thought that was funny. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents worth. But would I consider on that list, cast your vote for the best wrestler of all time? I don't. Can you say any of them? It's just like you were saying, Tony, the quarterbacks. Who's the greatest of all time? You can't. You can just say who's the greatest five, and that would be legitimate. The top 10 or something like that. The same thing with basketball. Who's the greatest basketball player? Like Wilt Chamberlain. I always admired when I was growing up. He was the very first basketball player that I really admired. He had that sky hook. Everybody on the street was trying to, um, emulate and try to copy that sky hook and stuff like that. That was his signature. It looks like, from what I heard, LeBron James he's 100 points away from being the all-time scorer and surpassing Wilt Chamberlain as far as that. Most say Joe Montana. Joe Montana, definitely. You look at some of the games, and I would have to say the greatest in my lifetime that I've seen, and I've seen quite a few. Bart Starr, Eli. He was but. And I didn't really care for the Patriots when he was on there, but looking back on, you have to. What is it? The greatest football. It has to be Brady, by far. I mean, he's right there at the top, and then everybody's like just like a hair behind. Greatest in basketball, Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah. It's Wilt Chamberlain. No, it wasn't Wilt Chamberlain with the skyhook. Who was it with the skyhook? God, who was it? God, I should know his name here. His house burned down and all that. I can't think of it. I'm not good on remembering names in the morning and stuff like that. Magic. Lakers. Kareem Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He has the most points. Thank you, Tony. Jeez, I am freaking out there. I think I need some more coffee. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the most points. LeBron James is on the verge of surpassing that this year. He only needs 100 points. Well, he should surpass it. Stuff like that. Wilt Chamberlain, by far the greatest. One of the he was. I would agree with that, Tony, hands down. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's right there, and you got me, Les. Okay, yeah. I could say Larry Bird was a great. Was he one of the greatest? No, he was a great player. Was he one of the greatest? No, not as much as say Jordan, Kareem, and Wilt Chamberlain. Um, as far as that goes, and Magic Johnson, was he one of the greatest? He's up there. Kobe, I think Kobe, when he got LeBron is pretty much the greatest off of endurance alone. Yeah, I don't really. I'm not a LeBron fan since he left Cleveland. He left Cleveland chasing. The players. That's a difference between basketball. When I was growing up, you got on the team. You might go to another team that was, a player that caliber would stay there and try. Look at Jordan. He was with the Bulls when they were freaking down and out and stuff like that, but they were able to put it together. And I think he hit the players nowadays. They chase the ring, and they're chasing the one thing they're chasing more than the ring. They won't admit this. They say they're chasing. Hey, I want to get a championship ring and stuff. Is the money. And LeBron, he's what, the first $1 billion player there in the NBA, I think, or was Kobe? Well, Kobe made his money afterwards, probably big money afterwards and stuff. But you look at Kobe, he's one of the greats. He wasn't that great when he was playing under Shaq and Magic. It's just like, but after they left, he became onto it. And that you sort of thought Scottie Pippen was going to do that once Jordan. Scottie Pippen's a damn good player. Was he one of the greats? Not without Jordan, I don't think, because understood he has enough postseason games to equal a full NBA season. Yes, it is. Yeah. So there we have. We talked about a little bit about basketball too, as far as that goes, and football. Let's see, the greatest football player, Joe Montana. Watching him play, he's got to be up there. There's some other great football quarterbacks, but Tom Brady, for me, by far, is the greatest as far as that goes. Bigger than Bart Starr, as far as that goes. Bart Starr back in the '60s, he was one of the greats back then. Well, the Green Bay Packers, they were a great team back in the '60s too. So, let's see, what else do we got here? Let's see, our interesting history. What do we have? Let's see, 88 years ago today, Johnny Guitar Watson was born. Johnny Watson Jr., a super showman, electric guitar player and singer, in the style of T-Bone Walker, who was musically active for 40 years, blending blues, funk, and R&B. His biggest success came through a string of singles in the 70s, like A Real Mother for You, Gangster for Love, and Ain't That a it says B, and you have all the, because you could say, but I think it's Ain't That a Bitch. He was born in 1935. At the age of 18, coastal jazz composer Shorty Rogers, never heard of him, had John Watson as part of his orchestra and performed with him. So happy birthday there. Norman Rockwell, the iconic American illustrator, was born on this day in 1894. Those, if you ever see these magazine covers, they're icons. They're American art. Mother Teresa was visited in her home for the sick and dying, and by the Pope, who helped feed the patients. She called it the happiest day of her life in 1986, and that was Pope Paul John. I think I remember that visit there. That was very moving. Let's see. Retired Air Force Colonel Ellen Collins, who accidentally is from Elmira, New York, which is right down the road here, became the first woman astronaut to pilot a space shuttle when the NASA Discovery shuttle blasted off in 1984. And Ellen Collins, when she was in the Air Force, she was. You often hear me mention a good friend of mine at Top Gold, Bernie Goldbach. He's an retired Air Force pilot. He flew C-141s in the Air Force, and he also was he trained pilots down at Shepherd Air Force Base in the T-38. He was at the academy, and he was one class ahead or two classes ahead of Colonel Collins, and then they were both pilot instructors together. He knew her, and she grew up here. She's from New York, Colonel Ellen Collins, which is pretty exciting. Let's see, the UK singer sensation Adele, fantastic voice, reached #1 in the UK album on the UK album charts within a week of the release of her album debut, 19 in 2008. Shepherd Air Force Base. Yeah, have you been to Shepherd? Shepherd Air Force Base, a very good friend of mine, is the fire chief down there. There, Tony. So when you go, if you ever go down there, I haven't been down there, but we went through fire school together. I'm not going to mention his name here, but he is the fire chief down there at Shepherd Air Force Base, and he's a very good friend. He's originally from Massachusetts, a great guy. I'll say his first name, Dave. Very good. If you see him, you just say, "Hey, your old buddy up there in New York." We're stationed. We were roommates at Aviano at our first duty assignment when we came into the Air Force. And his missus, his wife, was one of the first female firefighters in the United States Air Force back in the day. So Shepherd Air Force Base has a couple memories, as far as my friend at Top Gold. Follow him on Twitter at Top Gold if he's on Twitter. He's over on Mastodon and stuff. He's a teacher at the Limerick Institute of Technology. He totes himself as an American in Ireland, and that's where he lives. He lives over in Ireland. So Shepherd Air Force Base, I hear that base. I have some ties to it as far as my best friend and a very good online friend there, Bernie Goldbach at Top Gold, who I have met personally. He's originally from Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And let's see, we're at the top of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and that's about it for good news articles, or good history. Yeah, I've been there a couple times. Okay, so you say she's lots of laughs, so it's not that great of a base, huh? I take it. So, okay, folks. Let's see. Did we cover all the bases? I think we did. We covered all the bases here, and we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here, get our day started, and then enjoy the weekend. Right? I got the missus went shopping yesterday instead of today, so I got a full fridge of beers there. I have a couple beers this weekend, adult beverages, I should say. But at any rate, we're going to wrap this up, folks, and I appreciate Tony, you being here, Tim Fan, 43, thank you for being here, sir, and also Tina, thank you for being here as well. It's always the people in the chat, for the people watching this on the replay, they make the broadcast. They just get me charged up as far as that goes. And it's always good to have that little bit of friendly banter there about talking about who is the greatest wrestler. Who is the greatest wrestler? There's some good wrestlers out there, I have to admit. Okay, so but we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here, and like I said, get our day started. And we'll be doing something here as far as that goes. Tony, do you have to work this weekend? That's kind of slow at the location. Oh, okay, at that location. Gotcha, at Shepherd Air Force Base. Tony, he's getting ready to go into the day job. So you guys all have a great one. And Tim Fan. Good morning. Tina just saw Tim. Tim was, yeah, okay. He came in with Tony there, and Tina came in late. Okay, Hulk Hogan. How come I'm getting... Oh, Hulk Hogan. Okay, I'm off this weekend. Okay, so I'm sure I'll be hooking up with you sometime. We'll have to freaking hook up, do something. So, all right, folks, you all have a great weekend, and thanks again for the people in the chat. And this is Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, as well as over there on Twitter at Fireman Rich, where I told myself as a social media observer, social media enthusiast. In other words, I like playing on this thing called the internet. And with that, you all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. And also, Tony comes in with absolutely and Bazanga. Have a Bazanga weekend, folks. We'll be talking to you. Ciao for now.